Hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel as the two legends, Mr. Fox and Mr. Bridgman. I think JFK, he'll be with us shortly. He's been inundated with offers. He can't make up his mind whether he's going to go with Jogo or Shakira.
Very good. Very good. Oh, my goodness gracious. Can I just say, huge good evening to you guys in the panel. Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How we doing, Mr. Fox?
Evening, guys.
Evening, Foxy.
Aye, doing all right, Ox.
Aye. We drew a football match, mate. You think it was Armageddon, wouldn't you?
Well, it was Armageddon for the support, mate. It was sad.
I'll give you my thoughts and then we'll see where it takes us, Bridger.
Go for it, man.
All right. I didn't think we started the game particularly well when I say that the first 10, 15 minutes. Slowly we come into it, but no fantastic. And then maybe for the last 10, 15 minutes we were playing decent stuff. It took a bit of that for our midfield to get warmed up. Who were industrious we took there a lot, but I think we were carrying some players. I thought Aribo was quiet, I thought Kent was quiet, and I thought Kamara was appalling. And particularly in the first half. He got better as the game went on, but still nowhere near the standard. So we weren't making the chances for Alfredo. Any decent play was coming for Davis, Arfield and Morelos. They started okay. Aberdeen came first few minutes. They up their box. They had a chance. They also had another chance where Gregor made a wonderful save. Their goal with a couple of saves. Half time, Peter do. They're coming out. We're saying, right, okay, we'll come out with the right intent. And once again, for me, we never started the second half showing any intensity. You're in after 10, 15 minutes. You're playing against the clock. Everybody's getting edgy. Nothing was happening. We're shaped with disjointed. And the game just petered out, in my opinion. And for me, Stranraer, St Mirren, Hearts, Ross County, and New Aberdeen. 5 performances. And I think for the Stranraer game, we haven't went in there with the right attitude and we've paid for it, in my opinion. Bridgman.
Certainly a last statement there about the last, since we came back from the Middle East there. It's been really difficult. We've found ourselves, for some reason or other, like treading water, you know. And it just doesn't like us. And unless you cast your mind back to 12 months ago when we did a very similar thing. I know, then it only took us a month to sort of pick ourselves up and go on with the game. But look what's happened to us. When you think about it, the first game we played was only about 2 weeks ago. You know, and in 2 weeks we've lost every advantage we've had. The game in hand's gone, busted. You know, so Hearts have beat us. We draw by Aberdeen at Ibrox with dreadful games against other teams. Just not the Rangers we've been watching this season anyway. Not the way we know it. So you're right. There's something not quite right, and obviously I don't know.
Obviously the personnel. There's an issue. Tav and Jack and Morelos haven't been there some of the time. Yeah.
Of course. I'm sorry, pal.
Three were arguably we were better players, and I think we're seeing. And even though I thought the boy Polster was one of our most industrial players on Saturday, done okay. But just maybe not get the wee bit of guile that sometimes Tavernier can have, you know.
I think Tavernier being missing and Ryan Jack being missing, both right-sided players for us in the lineups anyway. I think they're a huge miss. Their experience, skills, and will to win, and driving the team forward, that's been missing for a wee while, for sure.
Even though, to be fair in Polster, I thought he showed that he's an April debut for Tav. I thought he done okay on Saturday.
No problems at all with him. The twice he's come on and he's done the business. I have no problem at all with him. I don't think MD has, but thinking about it, I don't know whether it might be a season or more before he would be, shall we say, trusted to be the first right back all the time. He's got a lot to pick up on from a full game perspective, you know. But no problem at all. Right. The biggest problem I had in the team on Saturday, and I'll say it again, unfortunately, was Katic.
And there was a couple of times his distribution in the left-hand side, mate. That's where you're getting shown up when you're a right footer playing in the left side, mate. His distribution.
And that when he fell over, he was trying to. He was coming back, and if he was a left-footed player, he could have pushed it out to the park if he wanted to, or out to try and turn and hit it left-footed wise. He's no got it, so he tried to cut across himself with his right foot, missed the ball entirely.
He's a big Catich has been somebody we've sung his praises, but he ain't been great since we come back for the break. But Fox, he ain't alone, is he?
No, I think the biggest failure in the side at the moment is the midfield. When that doesn't work, Rangers don't play. Also, sitting watching the game, I thought our attackers were totally outnumbered. We had 3 players in Kent, Morelos and Aribo try to get in between the lines where they're outnumbered 6 players to 3, and they just couldn't find any room for the midfield to even find them with passes. I don't know how we're going to solve that problem, because we're going to come up against it all the time. But the thing that upset me was the rotational fouling by Aberdeen. Every time we go anything turned with a ball, the ball went into either Kent or Aribo, they were side down. And they done it in rotation, mate. It wasn't one player in particular. They took the turns each a day in it. And I thought the referee, if he'd have booked an Aberdeen player in the first 15 minutes of the game when it descended into the hack fest that it turned out to be, I'm not blaming the referee totally. Aberdeen, we knew how they would come and play. We just couldn't find a way to beat them, mate. That's the whole truth, isn't it?
I mean, I think the boy Cosgrove should have been booked after 20 minutes, mate, for persistent fouling.
Mate, Logan got away with the full game. Taylor took his turns, Ojo, McGeoch and McKenna and Considine. They were all guilty. And as soon as we had a player in a decent forward position, he just get stopped. And that was it, mate. They didn't care how they done it. They just stopped him. So we never get any real attempts on goal for a long periods in the game, you know.
But I mean, Fox, this is the time for the support. We've got to galvanise, mate. Nothing's lost till it's lost, and we've got to get our shoulder to the wheel and keep going and support the club, mate. I know it's difficult. We're not playing well, and it's so nobody seen it coming. We didn't see it coming, and that's the big thing about it, you know.
Aye, correct. Before the January break, as they call it, or the winter break, we were full of confidence, great passing, great movement. None of that seems to have appeared after the break. We just can't seem to get out of first gear, and we're paying the price for it, Ox.
Aye. All right, Bridgeman, if people want to join us, give us their thoughts. What's the number?
Well, the number's 0141 356 1972.
Phone in, and then we'll phone you right back on Skype, and then you'll be brought into the call. Where else can you join us, Fox?
You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where we'll bring you straight into the call. All right.
I can't put my finger on it. I like to think I know a wee bit about the game. No genius, but I like to. And you think, right, where's it gone wrong? And I get your point with the midfield, but it ain't just them. We're lacking. Just, I don't know. It's got 2 different teams between what we've watched now and what we were watching in December.
Indeed. It's like night and day, isn't it? It's like night and day. I mean, the Copeland boys up at Copeland were really upset on Saturday. A lot of them had the same idea in their mind that Fox came away with. We were getting sided down, constantly sided down. It didn't matter what it was. When they came up, as soon as they got anywhere near their defence, they were just mauled. And that's what it looked like to us. And, of course, to be honest, we came out there and we lost it. We must have lost the toss. And we ended up playing on sort of not unusual for us to be playing that.
But Bridge,
of course, that's part of the game. But, I mean, that's like a wee omen to me, you know. If you lose the toss at Ibrox, it doesn't look good. But I agree with what Foxy was saying. I think there was just some dreadful fouls against our players. And as soon as our captain went out of to question one of them, nah, booked. What was the matter with all these players? Were they not going to get booked? And obviously it wasn't. I think there's a lot of cheating going on in first Scottish football at the moment. Believe you me, a lot of cheating, and it's mostly against Rangers.
I just don't want to sound like that, Bridge. That sounds like a team that I don't want any day with. You know, we had them bleating and moaning. It's no, and the referee, I would say, was bitty, poor, but it wasn't great. But it's no him. He didn't still push on the back of the net. Hello, caller. What's your name?
It's Shuggy from Hartlepool.
Shuggy from Hartlepool. First time on, mate?
No, this is the second time, mate.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, get that monkey off your back.
Oh, that's no bother.
How you doing, Shuggy?
No bad, thank you. How's yourself?
Oh, wonderful, pal.
Great stuff, aye. My point is this. Unfortunately or fortunately, whatever way you look at it, I was watching Rangers when we went on this tour to Dubai, and I was watching the training, and I thought the training was very, very lethargic. Unfortunately, they was over there at the same time, and they looked like they wanted to put more into it. They looked like they had more effort in their bodies because we had beat them. I think they seem to put more effort into their training than what we did, and I just wondered if we've come back with a lackadaisical attitude.
I wouldn't disagree with that, Shuggy, but Fox watches a lot of the videos, but the training. So bring him in. Before I do that, I'm going to bring JFK in.
That's no boring, mate.
JFK, all right, mate? Have you made up your mind yet?
Hi, Oaks, yeah, Fox.
Hi, Jimmy.
All right, Bridgeman, JLo or Sakiri. I've never had a threesome, mate, but I wouldn't have minded that.
No,
I wouldn't have minded being. I wouldn't mind being the meeting.
One or the other.
If you're the meeting.
Look, JFK, one or the other.
You punched above your weight there, aren't you?
He wants to be the meeting sandwich.
I think for me it's going to be Shaqiri.
Right, okay, that's fine. It's a simple question. Anyway,
that's shocking, by the way.
We'll
or Shakira. Shaqiri. He plays for.
He plays for Liverpool, didn't he? That was just your luck. Anyway, I'll cut across.
I know.
Fox, do you want to take that one for Shuggy there? I mean, I know you've watched a lot of the training videos when we're in Dubai.
It's just the normal routines that we see on the Rangers TV, mate. We just trained the same over there as we would. But I didn't think that we needed the sort of pre-season training. The players were all fit. And I think that just put an extra load on the players that wasn't required there. I think we should have been working on different tactics, using different players, but what do I know about football compared to Steven Gerrard, mate?
Shuggy?
But do you not think that I don't want to blame Steven Gerrard, but do you not think that it's his methods that and I just feel at the present time that unfortunately some of the players don't want to play for him, whether there's been a wee fallout with some of the players or not, I don't really know.
JFK, and you come.
Well, what can I say about what you guys are saying? It was a really, really poor performance. Really, really poor. Kamara, to me, looked like the £50,000 player that we bought. That's just
you take Shuggy's question, JFK? Like Shuggy's asked.
I never heard it, mate. It was breaking up there.
All right,
did I hear him?
He was asking about the training in Dubai, and I know you watch a bit of that, mate. Because I know you watch a lot of blue movies, and I mean that.
You know,
football ones.
I wouldn't. I don't think it's doing the training methods. I think there's something just no right. The gaffer used the word yesterday. There's no spark in the team, and I don't see that in today with the training in Dubai. You know, did they look lethargic? I didn't think so. When the bits I saw, I just looked like their normal training, but there's just something no right there. That they just can't pinpoint, and for me, it's no the ways to train. there's something. I think there's an underlying reason why this is happening. It's got to be, we're 4 games after the winter break and we're playing like a bunch of donkeys.
All right. We've been joined by another caller. I'm not sure who it is. Evening, caller.
Hi, how you doing?
Wait a minute.
Working with
Let me take.
Hiya.
Who's that?
It's Dave from Kobe.
All right, Dave, we'll come right back to you, mate. Who else joined us?
Hi, Ox, it's Wally. How you doing?
All right, Wally, what's your point?
I said the attitude was stinking last Sunday, and I didn't see any difference on Saturday. We're obviously missing Jack. Kamara's an empty jersey, and as JFK said there, as Jimmy said there, we said the same thing. It's almost like he's looking like a £50,000 player now. It's maybe not the boy's fault, I don't know. Steve Davis is blowing out his backside because he's trying to do it all himself. Now, obviously, when Jack went off at Tyncastle last Sunday, you noticed that right away. Kamara's not giving him the help that he's supposed to be. Aribo, to me, has been found out. Whether he's burnt out or whatever, I don't know. Maybe they're expecting too much. Now, there, what I said to you about Greg Stewart, he wasn't even in the pool. Now, Gerrard said he was fit on Friday. McAllister said he was still a bit iffy on the Tuesday, but he said he was fit on Friday and he wasn't even in the pool. Now, what's that all about? I think that's what the underlying problem is. Even with Jordan Jones, I know he never had a good game against Stranraer, but the bottom line is he's got to get the chance to prove himself. And I think they would have made the difference. I thought the boy Polster done well on Saturday.
Done okay, mate. He done okay. There was no criticism.
No, but I think you take him off just because he's not had a lot of games, Oxter. I don't think you take him off because he wasn't happy with his performance. Now, to me, with Tav, everybody's got their opinions, whether you like him, don't like him, think he's good enough, whatever. But as you say, and Alec Gray said it the night on Snide, all right, I can only apologise, but I did phone them the night, but they never phoned me back, and it's been a long, long time since I was on, as Jimmy's told you. But as I say, I just think the attitude's stinking. It seems to be the worst thing that we've done is beat them off the park in every position. Because, as I said, the Aberdeen game, remember a couple of weeks ago, they're believing their own hype. It's almost as if they think they only just need to turn up and they're going to win. Now, we know it was going to be a hard game because Aberdeen only play against us. They lie down to them at every turn.
Made their season on Saturday.
Of course it did. I mean, they were celebrating as if it was a victory. But at the end of the day, if it hasn't, I know Katic makes the odd mistake because he's a young boy, but if McGregor doesn't save that on Saturday, we're beat. Because we weren't scoring. I felt sorry for Alf. He's not kicked a ball, whether it's his own fault with the suspension or not, and he was just rusty. I think that's all that was wrong with him. He's just needing games, he's needing a run out. And there's nobody to help him,
All right, well, cheers, mate. We'll come back to you, mate.
No, I'm still talking.
Dave, how we doing, mate? You still there?
How you doing? You all right? You keep smiling at the moment now?
Trying my best, mate. How's you on with these sausages?
Oh, not bad, mate, not bad. But the score wasn't very good, was it? I got the score wrong, didn't I? 2-0.
I don't think there was anybody on the channel got the score right on Saturday.
Someone said 4-0.
GFK, I don't think there was anybody close, was there?
Nobody. Not one is. Aye, we all went from 1-0 to 4-0. We could have played there all day and no scored 1, never mind 4 Ox, yeah. I mean, we're all talking there about likes of Kamara and Willie said likes of Davis is blown out his behind and that, and that is true, there's players there who are trying to cover up for other players. There's players there no trying, and it's been like that since we come back for the winter break, and something's got to be done and done soon. We play the Spoon Burners on Wednesday. And that's another big game. Sorry, we should beat them, but we said that we should have beat Stranraer easy and St Mirren easy. And we should have beat Hearts, but for me, it's not happening now.
Yeah, we've still got to get back. We've still got to get behind Steven Gerrard, whatever, haven't we?
Aye, of course, aye. Well, anybody that doesn't want to get behind the manager, then they shouldn't be going to see Rangers. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'd heard some unsavoury things coming out the game in Saturday. There was also a wee bit of a stramash in the stands behind us.
I'm
Fellow
sure
fans.
that happens at every football ground in the country.
It's passion, it's passion, Oaks, Ger. That's what it is.
The support have got a job to play in this, Fox. They've got to get behind the team.
So what's
Was that
happening
you
right
trying to
now?
stop people getting out the ground, Jimmy? Was that what it was?
No, there was a
Bridge.
couple of guys arguing about the tactics.
I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure that
happens.
happens at every ground in the country when teams have a bad result. Fox, it's up to the support now to get behind the team.
100%.
I think the support are behind the team, mate. Of course, we make our feelings known quite loudly if things aren't going our way, but that doesn't mean we don't support the team, mate. You know, we're a passionate support and we express our opinion loudly.
Yeah.
And we're off for free speech. Dave, we're going to have to let you go, mate. We're getting a lot of interference through for you. I don't know what you're using as a headset.
I think Rangers will win 2-0 on Wednesday night.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right this time, all right?
Take care, lads. Thanks for that.
Cheers, Dave. We are the people, pal, right?
We are the people.
No surrender.
Davey Corby. He's fitting us in with shifts. Bridge, he's fitting us in with shifts.
Maybe if you called the guy with his right name, I think it's Steve, actually.
Okay, okay.
Did you know Steve last week?
Sorry about that, Fox. Sorry about that. Shug. We're talking about attitude. We're talking about desire. Have we maybe just shortened players?
No, just another wee thought that's come into my mind, actually. Do you not think it could be Steven Gerrard's tactics that he's playing? Because when I actually watch the game, if you watch the game at the present time, when we're playing the ball, we play the ball wide to Barisic. So they get two across towards Barisic. He's got to go right to the byline, stick the ball in the box. We don't have any players in the box because we've not got no tall players to win the header. So is it the tactical side of Steven Gerrard that's got it wrong? Because all these teams that are flooding back, they're playing, they now know at Ibrox that they're not going to come forward against us. So they just say, right, if we flood the back, Rangers only play the ball on the floor 9 times out of 10. So we're not going to get anywhere. And this is why I think that the goals are dried up.
Up until the 29th of December, I think we were the top goal scorer in the league. Bridgeman, in you come.
Yeah, I think that you're right there. We were a top team in that sense. And, you know, and Shuggy's right as well to a certain extent. Look, I think I'm trying to cut right through the bill. I think we seem to be poor. We play poorly against that low block where you're talking about anywhere between 9 and 10 opposition players are inside their own box when we're attacking. That's what actually happens. And you can't thread these. You need to be, I don't know, something like Perlo or something like that to actually thread some of the balls through. We've got some lovely balls across, and the guys got them down. As I said, you know, excuse me, Barisic and even Kent, you get the ball out and you get wide, and you just can't get the ball in. You lift the ball up. If you lift it up, it's going to, the wind's taking it, or it's going way too high and away over everybody. And we don't have anybody of great height anyway. But seriously, we need to find a way through this low block. And every single team now is going to play against us. They're going to do the same thing and then attack us on the break. That's all they can do.
Maybe tactics and set some of that, Fox. I would ask you, where's Kent playing at the moment?
You're asking me. I don't think Ryan Kent knows where he's playing, to be honest with you. I don't think he understands the role that he's got to play. I know Steven Gerrard says he's got a free role, but he needs to be inside the box and not outside the box for me. Picking the ball up 20 yards for goal and running across the 18-yard box isn't doing much for us. He's got to be inside the box, prepared to take the ball quickly and dispatch it away, like he done against the Tims. You'll only get chances to score when you're inside the box for me. I know he has scored the odd goal for outside the box, but in that system, you've got the three main attackers need to be in the box when we go forward. I noticed on Saturday, Alfie was alone in there most of the time. Aribo was trying to do his bit in the right, and Kent, as I say, I don't know if he understands the role that he's supposed to be playing, mate.
JFK?
I totally agree with that, mate. I think we saw most of the teams, or every team that comes to Ibrox, allows their wingers a free rein, and they have this low block, and it's not allowing us to get the ball in as we have been doing, and that's where we miss James Tavernier. But I think there's now a time. But no, I'm not saying it annoys me, but I think sometimes Steven Gerrard he doesn't change the tactics of the game or the formation on the game day, and I think that makes a good manager. And I think at times he should revert to a 3-5-2. If maybe not a 3-5-2, maybe play a 3-5-1-1, whatever you might call it, a 3-5-2. No, it's to me, I think we're wasting our time with wingers now. It's no working for us, and I think the manager's got to change it. I think with a team here that I would like to see, if it'd be like McGregor, Hollander, Golson, Katic in the back, that'd be the back three, and the five would be Barisic, Tavernier, my left wing back, my right wing back, Jack, Davis, and see in there instead of Kamara, I'd put Polster in there, right, and I would drop Ryan Kent, and I would play Hagi in behind Alfredo. I don't know. I know you might think it's a bit extreme.
You're a hard man.
No, well, I think I don't think we're getting anywhere at the moment with our wingers, Oxia, and I think we can all agree on that. And it's no our fault. It's the way teams are coming to play against us. And people will be like, you can't drop the $7 million man, is it pound man? Aye, you can, because he's playing rubbish. So it's a way to maybe get rid of it. I think Polster would fit in there instead of Kamara, mate. He's played in that position before. When Tav's fit, I'd play Polster in there.
The brick. Wally?
Aye, mate, I agree with Jimmy. I was actually I was watching that boy Hagi all weekend before he played for us. The boy's a football player. I mean, he might not be just half as good as his father, but he is only a boy. He's got quick feet. I was watching him in training at Auchenhowie, and he can control a ball, and he's got technical ability. The boy is a good player. Now, whether Gerrard has been chasing after him as he says he has for long enough. He also said the same about Camperi. Now, as I mentioned Camperi the other day, I never really seen anything, but I mean, he only got 10 minutes. Now, who's going to do anything in 10 minutes unless you're a Davy Cooper or, somebody spectacular like that? I don't see this carry on and all. They're going out of the dugout and looking at bloody iPads. What's that all about? Are they not watching the game the way we watch the game? And we know nothing about football. Supposed to be. You see yourself, what does Gary McAllister contribute to this? I mean, he was a brilliant player. He's a great tactician. He's manager for a wee while. He's been a legend everywhere he's went. What is he doing? What are they talking about? Did they not realise we've got to win that game? And as I say, if Shagger doesn't save that, we're beat, because we're not scoring on Saturday. And then the Greg Stewart thing, as I say, nobody's mentioned it. Now, Gerrard said he was fit and available. Where was he? He wasn't in the pool again. Now, that's not the first time he's done that. As Greg Stewart maybe had words with Gerrard and he spat the dummy out? Because I think that's what happened to McCrory, Jimmy. I think McCrory's not been happy with his game time, and Gerrard spat the dummy out, and that's how he went to Plymouth.
No, well, that's the opposite, mate. I mean, I'd say to the guys last season on here, I'd get a wee snippet that McCrory wasn't happy with his game time, and basically the manager makes a decision. So I wouldn't use the phrase "spat the dummy." He's a manager. And McCrory's maybe thought that he's a better player than what Steven Gerrard rates it maybe. So he's gone now, as far as I can see. I don't think he'll ever come back to Rangers and perform for Rangers at the highest level. And that's a pity, because he was a decent player. But
he showed promise. He did show promise. Huh?
Of course he did, aye. But look, I mean, I know. There might be a few titters and that about the team that I put out, but I think we need to change it, and I think we need to change it drastically.
Listen, I've been doing this show since I was about 25. I've been doing it, so that's about 4 or 5 years. So
just a couple of years.
Just a couple of years. So, listen, at any level of professional football, mate, if you're playing in a league, it's tight, and you have to have that fluidity. I come on here and I question Mark Warburton about setting your save up at the same time, and it's not working. And during the game, saying, "Well, we just have to do it better." If you're getting murdered in midfield and you can't find any space, you've got to change your shape in the game.
Yep.
And that's a criticism I'm aiming at Steven Gerrard.
Yep.
Anyway, talking about tactical geniuses, we've been joined by Smurf, but we've also been joined by Stardog. Evening, Stardog.
How you doing? He's all right.
How are you, mate? All right?
Aye, I'm all right, mate.
I've just got one question for you, mate.
What's the question?
Did you get to the gym on Saturday night?
I did.
Right, okay, that'll do for me.
Always make it, mate. Yeah.
Carry on, mate.
I'm disappointed with the result at the weekend, Oxtrair. We're just so flat now. And you know, I'm not having all this. We get cheated a lot. I know sometimes we get decisions but there was nothing that cheated us on Saturday apart from ourselves. I don't believe it's anything to do with anything about getting cheated or referee decisions. I just believe we're not fast enough on the ball, mate. I believe that. I really do believe we're not fast enough on the ball. I think we flood the opposition's half with too many players. I agree with who was it who was saying about Barisic and the full-backs getting into the opposition box.
Me.
Yeah, I think we're flooding the opposition half too much, Jimmy. But see, at the end of the day, I think you'll agree with me here and all, JFK, we can't be talking about this low block all the time, because Walter Smith had to deal with the exact same, and so did Alec McLeish, and they were successful. We've got to find a way to beat them. We've got to find a way through, mate, because that's what championship winning teams do. They find a way through. Do you know what I mean? We just need to stop looking for excuses and just go on with the game and try and win the 3 points. That's what we're meant to be doing, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just not happening for us now. It's really just not happening for us now. And sometimes that can happen to your team. You can dip form and things like that, and I do believe we'll get the form back. I don't believe it's because of anybody else. It's a form thing now, and there's 6 or 7 players that are right after Boyle. Big Nico included in that, by the way. I thought he was woeful at the weekend with some of his distribution at the ball. But as you said earlier on in the show, Ox, it's getting caught out on the left-hand side of the defence, mate. There's not a lot you can do about it.
That's a big call for yourself, mate.
Can I come in there, Ox, mate? Oxshire.
We've been joined by Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Hi, evening, Oxshire. How you doing?
How you doing, Smurf?
Hi, how you doing? You all right?
Hi, pal.
Come in and cheer us up, Smurf.
I was just going to say...
Tell us a joke or something.
Oh, I've got so many jokes. It was a joke the game the other night, was it not? The other day? No, do you know...
Wasn't funny, but...
No, it was no one, no. It was that, but... the...
You must have done some pulling when you were a boy with patter like that.
I know. I didn't need to, mate.
That's how we're on this mess.
But
well done.
Do you not think it's just we've got a huge squad? You know, they're trying to thin out players and get rid of guys and that. Although we've got depth of squad, we don't really have strength in depth. We can lose a few key players. Ryan Jack has been pivotal. Losing Jack's had a massive effect. I think it's affected Kamara's game as well, and not having him beside him. And I just think we lose a few key experienced players. We don't have the strength in the pool to come in, and we've got a really young squad as well. And I think it's a big ask. You know, I mean, that to me, Aribo looks like he's rested. You know, it's.
Right, I get that, Smurf. Right, answer me this then. Yeah, I get that maybe with a couple of injuries and a couple of players short.
Aye.
But basically it's the same team, bar a couple that played on the 29th in all the games up until Christmas. So,
but they're key players, isn't they? They're Jack, they're Tav.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
I get that. So what we're saying is we've only got 13 players, and after that the rest we might as well show them the door. Is that what we're saying?
No, I think we've got really, really good young players with developmental potential, like the Aribo, your Kent, and these kind of guys. And in the future, as 2 or 3 seasons down the line, they're going to be top players for us. But the signings, the guys we need to be bringing in, they need to be challenging. They need to be effectively starters, no backup players, starters, guys that are going to push. We don't need. I hear people saying, "Oh, you need a third striker." We don't. We need another number 1 striker that's going to take Alfredo to the next level, and if no, replace him. You know what I mean? If he gets suspended and this guy comes in, scores goals, it makes him undroppable. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need.
So what you're saying is we need experienced pros.
Aye, and good ones as well. And it's money.
I'll pass you on with experienced pros expert. Fox.
What we need is go on.
I agree with what Smurf's saying there. For top 11 players are a good teammate, but once one of them's out the jigsaw, we seem to fall apart. I don't think people realise the effect that Taverner no playing has, Jack isn't playing, and Alfredo was missing. That's how we've probably struggled there these last few games. I expect 3 out of the 3 to be back in the starting team probably on Wednesday or at the latest at the weekend. I do also agree that a change in formation from time to time, because teams before the break didn't get time to have a good look at us the way we were playing. Now it's kind of, we could tell you how players are going to play. And Barisic gets up the wings. It's been Polster lately. Aribo on the right being a left footer. There's only one way he can go, is to cut inside on his left foot. And as we said, Ryan Kent is all the part, mate. I don't know. Maybe a wee trial back to 4-4-2 would maybe suit us. I like to look at Camberry when he came on. I thought he made more runs. If people could have spotted him late on in the game, I think him and Morelos up front would do us a bit of good.
I think there was loads of guys doing plenty of runs behind the defence and across the defence. We just weren't finding them for the midfield, They just couldn't get the ball into them. That's all.
All right, I'll take this to Willie, then I'll take it to GFK after that, and then Shug still waits for Hartlepool. Aye. Stephen Davis, he's a fantastic player, and I think anybody who listens to the show knows what I think of Stephen Davis. He's getting the ball that deep. He's trying to make Hollywood passes. He's like a quarterback playing for that Kansas City team last night. You know what I mean? He's trying to do it all, and it's going to be perfection to come off, because he's hitting them for that deep. So if they're playing with this low block, how can we not move him up? How can we not move him up the park a bit? Willie, then GFK.
I think the problem is because Jack's missing and he's trying to do too much, and Kamara isn't playing for whatever reason, whether it is because Jack's missing or maybe it's the pressure. And I think that £7 million price tag on Kent, we all know he's not worth that and never would be worth that. We were conned with Liverpool, as I say. I think that's having an effect on Kent, because it is putting him under pressure. He's maybe trying too hard, if you like, or whatever, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the St Mirren game, we were rubbish against St Mirren. One decent ball into Defoe and the ball's in the back of the net. And yet again, when Defoe was, before he got taken off, it was high balls. That's not used to Defoe. He wants the ball at his feet. But why are we not trying to shoot from outside the box? Because when you watch them in training, they're doing it. Jack was doing it before he got injured,
Our midfielders, there's no the greatest strikers in the ball. I would say Davis is the best, but he's not exactly Albert's. GFK.
Stephen Davis, he's trying his best today, but it's not working for him. I would still like to see a change of formation going forward. I think that would help Stephen Davis as well, Oxford. We have missed Ryan Jack, but I mean he's not been setting the head on fire and that as well. So going
on the park, Jimmy.
Going forward, I mean what Fox said there as well, and I'd said at the start, I want the manager to start changing the game during the game time. You know, I want him to be able to be able to say, and give him the scope of changing the formation. But also, Fox said there, but we're missing this player and that player. But that means then that the players that are in for these players are now only up to scratch. That means we've got 13, maybe 14 players that you can rely on every week. We need a bigger number of players than that, guys. You know, there's teams out there that can manage to drop 3 and 4 players for different games. We tried it for one game and we only won 2-0. So I don't think we've actually got as big a pool as we thought we had. And for guys like Steve Davis, who's trying his best in there, the Hollywood pass, as they call it, doesn't come off for him all the time. And I think it's time to help him in there. I like the idea of what Fox says about Canberra playing up front with Alfredo. I wouldn't be too think with that. A 4-4-2, I'd be all right with that. But I still think that a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2 for me would be a better option, because we're not getting the scope of using our wingers. Use my right wing back and my left wing back, and Barisic and Tav, and see how that works. Because for me, after Tav or Barisic going down the left, there's nothing happening. And if this low block thing that we're calling it is affecting the way that we want to play. What I hate seeing, and I think we all do, is we're playing too many sideways, boys. We're trying to play like the way Arsenal used to play. Remember, 30 passes before you try and put the ball in the net. We just can't do that, and we should stop doing it. And I'd like to see something along the lines of that, but changing the formation, and I think that would help Steve Davis.
I'll show you if they'd come out on Saturday there, and maybe I'm not saying I would have played Canberra at the start because he just came to the club, but if we'd have played with 2 through the middle, their centre backs would have been thinking, "Oh, what's happening here?" And then once you get them thinking, you can revert to type, Chuck?
But how can we change really our system? Because when you look at the players that we've got that are as forward players, the players he was on about signing in the transfer window was either Canberra or the guy for Livingston. Well, the guy for Livingston is a totally different guy, because he's a tall guy that will knock their defenders about or give them a wee dunt here and there, whereas Canberra is not that type of player. Canberra is a footballer, and the problem I think that Rangers have got is under Gerrard, he loves football players, not somebody who's going to be like they was yesterday, kicking everything above grass, plus Brown, the big dirty so-and-so that he is. He kicks everything, so does Griffiths. We haven't got one player in our squad that are even anywhere near them, because we're not allowed to get away with it.
Maybe we're too nice, mate. Maybe we're too nice. Smurf.
We're too pretty.
Smurf, then Startup.
We certainly need a bit more dig about us. I'd like to see Polster sort of substituting for Jack in that midfield position. Actually, see how he would do, because he seems to have a lot of energy and a lot of strength and power. But you know, to me, I mean, before I come on, I heard you saying, I was thinking it as you were saying it was the analogy of Warburton. You know, Steven Gerrard's in danger of becoming he's had a lot of. The fans have been very patient with him, and he's done fantastically well. I mean, you cannot criticise him. He's made one bad tactical game this season, which was the first Old Firm game for me, and maybe he's responsible for 3 points. But beyond that, I think he really is above and beyond reproach. But he needs to be able to. He needs to evolve so that he can put out a different team. But maybe he's not get the players to do that. You know what I mean? Maybe he needs a different type of striker up front. You know, I don't know. They're certainly not the strength and depth that we thought we had. A lot of players, but a lot of them are, you know, I wouldn't say they were duds, but they're not at a level that the first 14 or 15 are in, and nobody's looking over their shoulder. So how can he change it up when he's first 11, when everybody's fit picks itself? How can he change it up?
Can the coffer watch what they're doing? We don't want anybody catching the coronavirus.
Poor Bear no get that.
He's got it bad.
He started it, mate. The only trouble with Portbear, do you know how he got it, Smurf?
Go on, tell me.
He had to take lemonade in his Corona.
All right. Slice of lime. Cocktail.
Alright, so
Can I just ask you something quickly? Did you notice, and was it annoying MD also in the panel when Morelos was picking the ball up in the wide right and crossing the ball into nobody and coming so deep for the ball? Morelos spent more time in the wings at the weekend than Kent and Aribo put together, mate.
well, I thought that Morelos huffed and puffed. He didn't have his greatest game, but he wasn't our worst. I thought that Kent, Aribo, and Kamara were pretty poor, mate. They looked like
It was picking the ball up so wide though, Ox. He was sitting right out there with chalking his bits at some points, man. And I was
He's
thinking,
done
why
that.
is he out there with the ball? Why is he not in the box?
But he's done that the whole season, mate. He's done
I
it the
think
whole
you'll
season.
find-
Sorry.
Can I come in there? I think that, like say, Morelos is, you know, we're getting good results and stuff like that through the course of the season. We're doing well, and we think our team's playing well. But a lot of Morelos' goals are he's created them himself out of nothing. A lot of them, and you know, there's certainly investment needed. That's really the ugly word, isn't it? The dirty word. We need investment to get a higher level of play.
But nothing. That's part now, mate. That we've come in. We've got to the end of January. If you turn back to 40 years, right? Who's doing the coughing? Go and mute. Who is it? Put your phone on
Somebody
mute.
know well. There's somebody know well there.
Aye, is
That
it?
coronavirus.
Somebody's
that's
coughing
what
and spitting all over the place, isn't they?
Aye. I think he's gone. I'll go to JFK with us Friday night. We've made a couple of signings. We can see the logic behind them. We've got our squad. We're all pretty happy. And then one result, we're saying, well, I'm not Smurf's not alone in his view that people are saying we need to do this, we need to do that. We can't do nothing in the summer now.
Aye, that's right. Aye.
No, you're right. We can't do that into summer. I mean, like myself, we were all happy about who we brought in, and I'm still happy who we brought in. But it's we were all expecting against the Sheep for it to improve. You know, I think a lot of people must have been listening to Rangers radio because not everybody left in the 75th minute, and a lot around about me were singing, which is unusual, you know. But anyway, it was we were expecting the team to perform better than they have been since we come back for the winter break, and it's just didn't happen. And it's unfortunate, you know. It's put us in a position with 7 points. You know, the game in hand was a get out of jail card. Now it doesn't really mean nothing, but there's a lot still to play for. I mean, the league's not won yet. We all know that, but we need to pick ourselves up for Wednesday night. You know, let's no hope come Thursday that it's doom and gloom for us, because I mean, dare I say it, but if we don't win on Wednesday night, it's gone, mate.
No.
Jimmy, do you think we're in danger of becoming too obvious in our build-up play?
I said that. I said that earlier.
Aye.
But and teams know how we play, and we're too obvious. So why no change it? Oxford just said the same as I did. You know, the manager is reluctant.
I would go with the 4-2-3-1, mate. The 4-2-3-1 would definitely work.
Aye.
I would play either Davison Jack in midfield or Davison Polster in midfield. I think it's time for Kamara to have a wee spell on the bench.
No so much that, Stardog, is I think the manager needs to try and change it during the game. And for some reason, he's reluctant to do that. As Oxford said, you know, you've got to try and change it during the game. And it kind of puts them off their stride, hopefully. But he's not doing that. He's just sticking to the same.
And you can't tell me they boys on the park aren't capable of changing it themselves, Ken. If he shouts up, right, we're changing it to 3-5-2 or whatever, surely they've got the mentality to be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? It can't be that hard, mate. So I don't know what reason he hasn't changed it for. He seems to love that formation.
Yep.
That's why I think the 4-2-3-1, mate, you're not really changing it too much. You can get a kind of box-to-box midfielder in there in front of Davis or Kamara sitting, or Davis and Jack sitting, or Davis and Polster sitting. See, Davis is always in there for me, mate. And I think the three attacking players with Alfie up top, I just think it gives you more options. And you can tell Borna Barrett and Tavernier start crossing it for a bit deeper for the halfway line. You see Liverpool doing it all the time and it works for them. Start crossing it for a bit deeper. You don't need to go up there and hog the touchline.
Anyway, we've been joined by another caller. Good evening, caller.
Hello, caller. Hello, mate. What's your name?
Give me a sec, mate. My other phone's gone.
Welcome to the EE voicemail. I'm sorry, but the...
Oh, somebody with two phones. Pretty posh caller coming in.
Black Ops phone.
Can I come in an Oxtail?
He's gone, mate.
I was just going to say that the boys have been mentioning there's a minimum amount, a maximum, should I say, probably a small maximum of players that we think are probably the right quality, and that's probably 11, 12, maybe 13 players. And out of them, up to now anyway, with 3 players injured, you've had Tav and Ryan Jack, and it's not injured but out, Morelos. And in fact, he did have a calf injury. So when you take those 3 out, then you're down to 10 men, your basic high quality players. So you're starting to struggle to fit players in. And of course, you've got Helander as well, who's off injured. So that's maybe you've got 14 players in your squad that are the top quality. That's your top quality. It's going to run you, and I think it's difficult to do that.
You're not going to go through a season without injuries.
No, I'm saying that. So I think that I've got a distinct lack of quality in the depth of our pool. Put it that way. I think that may be one of our problems.
Can I just come in there? See, we just said there, but you've got Helander and you've got the other 2 lads that are vying for those 2 centre. That's the kind of pressure that you need all over the pitch. Yeah, and we don't have it, and I think it's maybe not even with these younger lads that within the rest of the squad that they don't have the quality. They don't have experience either, so it's not just quality we need. It's guys with the experience as well to come in that can handle difficult situations.
That's what I mean. The rest of your pool, when you get this amount of people off, like Miles was off, banned for 3 games or 4 games or whatever it was, and you kind of get somebody in. You've got Defoe, so Defoe you can see struggling at times because he's the weight on him, But you just don't have the rest of the quality, unless of course there's something no right. Because Greg Stewart's a quality for a lot of the players, a lot of the people that support the Rangers think Greg Stewart's quite a good player, and we can't understand why he's not playing. He might be injured, he might be carrying an injury, I don't know. But it's just one of these silly things.
He's a DBT since he come back, but what they said at the back end of last week, that he was back training and fit again. Yeah,
well, that's cool. He maybe get a game in the next couple of weeks then.
Or have a stroke.
Or have a stroke. Now, Willie's right to a certain extent. I know that based on what Oxley's saying, if he was supposed to be going to be fit or fit enough to start training, then chances are he might not have been fit enough for the games. But we've got games coming up. We're away on Wednesday. We're at home on Wednesday again, and then all big games. Every single game we've got now is a big game. So he'll be needed. He will be needed, and if he's available, we know he's a kind of quality player. I like him, and I'm sure there's lots of other guys like him, and we'd like to see him playing for us.
All right,
for sure.
I'll ask you this then. I'll go to Stardog and then I'll go to Willie and we'll go down the panel with this. I've been tonight. I've criticised a few players, but on Saturday I thought Kent, Aribo, and Kamara were the poorest for me. Yeah, people could pick out other ones. But if I go back,
okay.
I'll just take this call first. Evening, caller.
How you doing, guys?
What's your name, mate?
Stevie.
Stevie. All right, Stevie. How we doing, mate?
Aye, no bad.
What's on your mind?
Guys, trust me, I will not bullshit you here. I probably spoke to you guys before, but I'm actually a Hibs fan.
Right. Okay. Carry on.
And the whole Canberra thing, I don't get it. He's done nothing for us. I don't think he'll do nothing for you guys, honestly. Please, take this call seriously.
All right, mate. Yeah. Just a strange thing, mate. Help me out with this one, and I'll take the Canberra one. Do you listen to our show as a Hibs supporter?
I listen to all shows, mate.
All right, fair enough, mate. I'm not having a go. I'm just asking.
I'm just a total fan of Scottish football.
All right, mate. All right. Well, look, we've been crying out for a third striker. We recognise that we can't go out and get somebody worth maybe £10 million and maybe bring into our team who would be willing to sit on the bench.
Which most of us can't.
Yeah, so what we recognised that we needed a squad player who would maybe help us with a bit of cover. Whether Camberry's a man, guys like he wasn't really mentioned. One of the guys that been mentioned regular was a guy Dykes.
Yes, of course. Which I think would have been the better option.
Aye, but Camberry, no pun intended, came out the blue. Maybe Stevie Gerrard was listening to GFK. GFK, you can come in, mate. You have strong views on this.
On Camberry?
On the third striker. You know, listen to the question.
Well, I know what the man there said about Camberry. I mean, I'm a big supporter of third striker, as you know. It's something I've been talking about since the start of last season, and we've muted various names and that. But I'm quite happy with Camberry. I think as a third striker, he'll do all right.
Really? Okay.
As a stand-in, mate. I'd like to have seen us buy somebody. It is what it is. You know, if Rangers don't have the money to go and buy a striker, then and the manager.
As I said, we all don't. We all don't have the money.
Right. Well, if you see something Camberry that you don't, then it's. I mean, as a Hibs fan, then that's that's your opinion, the same as yours.
But not. As I say, this is just my whole opinion. I listen to Scottish football right throughout the board, and I don't see it.
Well, that's your opinion, mate. But no, I'm quite happy with him. I think everybody else is.
Good. What he came up with, Canberra can go who he wants to, but I don't get it at all.
Oh well. Next.
Only time will tell, Steve here. Listen, mate, thanks for the call. Appreciate it, mate. We don't get many Hibs supporters on here. Listen, lads, get yourself on mute and we're going to have a tune.
See them march on, marching on through the years of victory. Heads held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight for time, play the game with the band of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow the drill, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow
All right, thanks for that. Unusual you have that. Unusual. I see his point. I don't think Camberry's going back there by the sounds of things, but anyway.
No.
Can I just give a shout out? Had a message for CC, Garrahill Rangers Supporters Club. So I've got 3 tickets together for the game on Wednesday night. Obviously, they'll need paid for if you want them, but it's unusual to get 3 together for maybe people who's wanting to go along. Can't get every game. Contact Garrahill Rangers Supporters Club on Twitter if you're interested. Yeah, they'll be there if you want 3 seats together. Right, I was going to get on. I was very critical of Kamara, Aribo against performances on Saturday. But if you think back, was it 30 odd days before that, we were singing their praises for the performances they put in front of our eyes. So somebody help me. Fox, where's it went wrong?
I don't really know. I don't know why you came to me. Well, see, I think the experiment with Joe Aribo worked at first, playing him up front on the right-hand side seemed a good idea to me, and I think it worked for the first few games. But we've got to give credit to other managers here, mate. They're picking out how we're starting to play. And if I was a manager playing against Joe Aribo, I know he's going to cut inside, mate. He's not going to go to the outside of the player because he's no right foot. He's easy to stop. And the way they're sitting now with a low block, they've always got 2 players onto any one of your front 3. And it's very, very hard for them.
Right, great point.
As I say, Camberry may make a difference, mate, because in the front 3 positions, your 2 wider players have got to be wingers come strikers. And I think that's where Camberry would do better than Ryan Kent at the moment, mate, where he would come inside, knows the spaces to look for, and he's willing to take a shot and goal. I think he could work out well. I don't know why the Hibs supporter was so upset. Sometimes players don't play so well in one team, but Rangers obviously seen something in him that they thought they could get a bit better out of the boy, and that's the only reason we've signed him, mate.
All right, I take your point. So Kent and Aribo, it's not working for them. So help me out here, JFK.
I gave you my way I would play it. You know, I would drop Kent right away, and it'd be either Hagi or Camberry with Alfredo. I'd obviously need to find out a place for Hagi in the middle there, which would be no problem. But I'm not want to say I told you so, but it was never a £7 million player. No. He's playing like a £100,000 player. He's playing really, really badly now. But he's not the only one. Can't I put my finger on it the same as the rest of us? You know, we're going there every week and we're watching them in the tail or whatever. We're watching it there every week, and it's frustrating. You know, but we've set out that way now, and teams know the way we set out, and we need to try and change it. If we're going to change it for the start of the game or through part of the game or whatever, there's definitely a spark missing. That was a word that the manager used, Ox. There's a spark missing for the team. Again, they all looked as if they were strangers to one another. So there's something just no right, whatever it is, and it's a mystery to watch him at times, you know. And Katic, what was Katic doing when Big Cosgrove get through?
So Willie, help me out here. There's Aribo and Kent, and if Fox is right, it's because of the way they're playing. It's no gone for them.
It's ironic you're talking about Warburton, Ox there. See, when Warburton came at first, we were blowing teams away. 4, 5, 6, nothing. Remember?
And then
as you were saying, the managers got to realise how we were playing and stopped us. But I wouldn't say, apart from McInnes and Saturday, whatever you think of him, I'm still glad he never got the job. I thought the job was too big. Plus he's got a Republican number 2. But his tactics were spot on Saturday, whether we like it or not. He stopped us from playing. Hearts done the same thing last Sunday, just the same as we did at the Piggery. We stopped him from playing. And that's the sign of a good manager. who's to say maybe Gerrard isn't able to change a game during it? Because, no, naivety, that's no a nice thing to say. But remember, he is only a young manager. But that's what I'm saying about McAllister. Surely McAllister should be saying to him, look, Stevie, you need to do this, you need to do that. Maybe Stevie's turning around and saying, wait a minute, I'm the manager, I'll decide. You don't know. He's maybe pulling rank with McAllister. But I would like to think, because they were pally and this and that, and they work together, that they can work together. Same in all, you look at all that background stuff that he brought up, and they all know their stuff as well. But it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I just think it's the attitude that's starting. I would have dropped Kamara for the Ross County game, and I fell out with all the boys in the bus, and we were no at fisticuffs last week, because his mistake was bad enough on Sunday, but again, as he maybe just played too much, and maybe the hype was getting to him, without Jack in the middle to keep them together. As I say, Davis is trying too hard. Davis is an experienced player. He was the captain. Why did he not get the captaincy on Saturday? He gave it to Golson. Golson's a favourite, but you've got to remember, Golson was Gerrard's first signing. This is what a lot of folk forget, and I think that's how he's got a wee bit of favouritism towards him. I think it was Fox was saying the other week, loyalty can be quite bad because it doesn't matter. Although Golson, I would say, is playing a lot better than he has, he always seemed to have the odd mistake in him, and he made that mistake obviously against the man came up. But again, Gerrard made the mistake of not playing half for whatever reason. Maybe he thought he might have got booked, sent off. You'll never know whether he's ever going to tell you. But Polster in the middle to me sounds a really good idea, and I hope Gerrard's listening to your Rangers radio, because we seem to have the idea of how to change it, how to do things. And as I say, the boy Hagi's a player. You go into YouTube, Rangers TV and YouTube, and watch that boy. He might not be the same as his father, but remember, he's only 20, and that boy's got it. So we need to fit him in. Another big mistake is we can't play Campari on Wednesday. Because he's a Hibs player, so we need to sort that out. And hopefully Greg Stewart will come into the pool.
We should have enough, hopefully, to see him off and Wednesday night. Stardunk. We'll get back to the point. It's no working for Joe Aribo. We know he's got ability. We know Kent can get by a man. Can you swap them out for 10 minutes and see how it goes?
You can do that, mate. You can also tell Ryan Kent to stay in the left wing and put Joe Aribo in the number 10 position. You could also do that too, because he's only got one option when he's out on that right hand side, and it's to come inside. And when he's out on the left hand side, he's really only got one option, to go outside and try and cross it. I'd like to see Joe Aribo be a bit of diversity. I'd like to see him be able to go left and right, and that's why I think you play him in a number 10. Ryan Kent should be able to chop and change with maybe Ojo or Greg Stewart or whatever. I mean, why is this boy not even in the squad? Greg Stewart, I really hope to see him on the bench at the weekend, mate. I mean, I don't know. I mean, even starting, I thought Ojo maybe merited a start after his performance Saturday, but he never got the start either. So I don't know what it is, Oxford. Kamara for me seems like he's playing in an over 50s match sometimes. He's a bit slow with the ball to release the ball. He just takes his time far too much. I don't know if maybe he has been overplayed. I mean, he had a lot of games with Finland. Obviously, they've qualified for the Euros and that. I mean, he's played a lot of games so far, but he's a young guy, mate. Do you know what I mean? He should be able to play a lot of games in a season. So I don't have the answers or the solution for it, mate.
Maybe he's mentally not ready, mate. Maybe he's mentally not ready.
It could be.
Bridgeman, in you come, mate.
What's the matter with us? I just said about 15 minutes ago we were talking about it. I think when you lose 3 top players at your team, you struggle. And if you take Tav out of the team, and we can all complain, complain bitterly sometimes the way Tav was playing, but really he's a very experienced player, he's an athlete, really good player for us. And you take Ryan Kent out, that's really, really struggling when you get Ryan Kent out of your team, and not being funny. And he's been carrying away injured. Ryan Jack, apologies. Yeah, and then of course you've got you were losing Morelos. So maybe over the next couple of games, if you can get Ryan Jack back into your team and Tav back into the team, and that may happen. You might see Tav tomorrow night, and a lot of folk will be happy to see that. And we'll see how we go on from there. Because the basics of the team are still within the squad. It's just getting them to their proper match fitness. I don't think Morelos is anywhere near match fit, or he wasn't anyway. He's had a game under his belt now, and that should hopefully do him the world of good. And we'll see how we go on from there. But I'm not ready to press any panic belt at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, Rangers are still there. We know what we've lost. We know the games that we've not played well in. We've dropped 4 points now, and that's just shattered insofar as winning the 55. But it's still a chance. But we really need to get our game back on.
We need to go on a run. All right, JFK. Before the break, if we were saying, right, okay, Jack's got a knock, or we're resting Jack, and we'd have played with Davis, Kamara, and Arfield, would anybody have batted an eyelid?
No, we wouldn't have. Definitely not. I 100% agree with her. But it's whatever's happening there's no working. I'd like to see Greg Stewart get a wee run at it if possible further down the line. But no, name names with a batted an eyelid about that. But Jack, how long is Jack going to boot for? 3 or 4, another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You've got to get that. You've got to get that midfield sorted out now, and it's got to be sorted quick. I'm hoping that Tab's fit for Wednesday night, and I'd like to see Davis, Polster in the middle there with Arfield. I'd like to go for if they don't do a 3-5-2. I'd like to see us go 4-4-2, and I'd obviously, as if Tab's fit, I put Polster, Arfield, Davis in there in the middle with Hagi just behind Fred, because obviously Cumberry can't play. We need to do something drastic here. I just think that we're too predictable now. But good if Greg Stewart was fit, because we could play him in there as well. But I can't argue with it. If I played in that midfield, we'd all been quite happy. But it's not working, Oxford. We need to do something soon, very, very soon. Well, I would say Wednesday's a point of no return, mate.
Oh, it's a big game. It is the biggest game of the season.
Yep.
But people want to join us. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Stardog?
You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. And if it's your first time call, Technical Terry and Fox will bring you into the call.
And what can you talk about, JFK?
We could talk about everything as long as it's about the Rangers.
Yeah. Even Hibs fans phoning. That's who the wind at myself. It does every time. I can't see you sitting listening.
And a spoon burner.
I admire his braveness.
Well, listen, the guy was courteous, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough, innit?
Can I come in there, Oxford?
Yes, mate. He's a mate of yours.
It's just on you that Jimmy mentioned Arfield there. It was ironic. I mean, Arfield had to take one for the team because that was a terrible baller up. I don't know if it was Cosgrove or whatever. No, the booking. But he was actually the only one that was actually playing no bad and trying. Apart from the free kick, I don't know why he taken the free kick that half the Golson's back. He should have given it to Barisic because he's a dead ball man. But other than that, he was actually trying on Saturday. He was playing well. But
I wouldn't
obviously,
have taken him off.
taken him off because of the booking,
Aye, but he did look one of our more likely players to do anything, didn't he?
He did, mate. Did.
Scott, listen, even when Scott Arfield doesn't play well, he's another one you can't fault his endeavour, Stardog, yeah?
No, he always puts in a shift, mate. I know towards the start of the season he sees problems and things like that on and after part, and he's not really hot form, but I mean, he always puts in an honest shift for us, mate. He always tries 100%. He puts his style about the park. Sometimes he can misplace a few passes or whatever, but he always puts in a shift for the team, mate. And I think that's what we're really missing for Ryan Jack as well. I think for Ryan Jack picked up that injury, he's just dropped out of form, and I really think we're missing him in the midfield, mate, because he was making everything happen for us in the midfield at one point in the season there, so he was, and then in December, he's just not been the same for the tail end of December for some reason. So I just hope we can get Tavernier back, Jack back, Morelos back to full fitness, and we can start stringing a couple of results together, mate, because I know we're better than the way we've been playing. Just something isn't quite right, and I just don't think we moved the ball anywhere near fast enough with the right formation. I really don't.
All right, we've been joined by a caller who's just actually made it back for the game. Evening, George.
George for EK.
All right, lad. I had to walk to finishing.
I did. All right, boys. I'm just saying, man, mate. I agree with everything that JFK says. I totally do, man. I totally agree with it. I mean, the midfield, brilliant. Saturday way, I'd play it as well, man. We need to change it about. We're far too predictable, by the way. And by the way, we're actually beginning to be. It's actually beginning to be a bit like the wolf, man. We've not got a plan B. We just start panicking.
Yeah.
Really, we don't.
That's a good way of putting it, George.
Somebody mentioned, obviously, I listened to Stevie Gerrard on Saturday night. I think it was yourself, JFK, and I'll take this to Smurf. There was no spark there. And here's my criticism. That's the coaching staff's job to make sure that spark's there. Smurf.
Aye, but you're looking at guys that are all off form. A lot of young guys in that team. You've got to remember, maybe what we played, 40 games this season already.
Listen, in your job, mate, you don't get to have one day off for them, mate. It's a different story altogether.
I know there is that, but what I'm saying is, it's a lot of pressure in it that these young, coming for playing in leagues where there's no so much, or for teams where they've no get the volume of games, there's no the expectation to win, and it's relentless. It's not just a game against the Mankey Mob's just as important as it is against the Ackies, because we need 3 points. It never ends. I think there's a lot of. I think they look mentally jaded, younger players.
So you're saying that the jersey's maybe a bit big for some and a bit heavy for them?
Aye, but but a lot of them have got talent. A lot of them, it's experience. They can grow into it. You know what I mean? I think we're over relying on inexperienced players. Very, very, very talented, inexperienced players. And you look at Tav, right? He's had some tankings into the last few years playing for us, doing great guns, and the resilience and the experience and the mental strength and the development of him or the piece, it's stood him. So he's a first pick. I mean, he's known the team. You feel it. Jack's known the team. You feel it. These other guys, they've not got the benefit of those years behind them. They're only young, so I think we're over reliant on very young players. And when they don't turn up, it's very, very easy to be critical. I just think that we are predictable as well. Especially at home.
Listen, I accept your point, mate, but it'd be difficult for us to come on this show and say that Aribo and Kent were magnificent on Saturday.
No, of course, and they weren't. Absolutely. So you need to change it up. There needs to be a plan B. At Ibrox, I think we should be playing a 4-2-3-1 anyway. We should be playing my number 10, and I don't get it. So and the guys that he's brought in are players that are sort of tailor-made to fit into his preferred 4-3-3. And how that can be sort of tweaked, you should be able to morph seamlessly for 4-2-3-1 into 4-3-3 anyway, or vice versa. There's certainly issues, I think, and it'd be beyond just young players having already amassed 40 games in the season, dropping a bit of form.
Can I come in there, Rox? Yeah.
On you go, mate. On you go.
Just that. No looked at the squads in front of me, no. But would you any honestly say that we have got actually 2 players for every position that you could rely on?
No, Johnny.
No. See, looking at that, we don't have. The gaffer said at the very start, that my aim is to get 2 players for every position, but we don't have that. So,
not the quality anyway. You've got numerically. Numerically, you've got 2 players, but
I'm talking about quality, Bridgeman.
Absolutely,
it's quality we need, mate.
You don't got it.
We don't have that. We don't have that luxury. So, going forward, as I said earlier, we've only got that 13, 14, maybe 15 players at a push that you can say are quality.
Maybe come in I would say that at centre half and maybe goalkeeper we've got that, but we've not got it anywhere else.
Probably, aye.
Well, it depends. It depends how you cover the bases, innit?
Aye.
Because we've got a few utility players like Aribo, Arfield, who can cover Bolster, and that's where you get your
massaging it then.
We're not struggling a bit of centre half as well.
for cover?
Yeah.
Are we not struggling at centre half for cover?
Well, Bridgman, when you look at it since we've come back, apart from the mad 10 minutes at Tyncastle, it's not been the defence that's been the problem. It's we're creative and forward players.
Yes, indeed. But I thought you were just talking about cover. That's in general.
It's a creative and forward players that have let us down. The defence, well, all right. Kamara makes a mess of it. We lose a goal, then we lose a second goal. But we should have put the game to bed when we went 1-0 up.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
You know.
It's just that constant keeping teams in the game, Ox, isn't it?
On you go, Stardog, and then Fox. You come in, mate. Sorry, I never heard you.
Saying it just feels like we're constantly, we're not putting these teams away, mate. You're constantly keeping them in the game. You're always giving them a chance. Even in the last 10 minutes there at the weekend, I'm going, oh, here we go. 82nd minute, they'll start to play a bit now. They'll fancy themselves in the last 10 minutes. It shouldn't have come to that, mate. We should be 2-3 now up at that point. You know what I mean? It's happened in a few games this season. The first half in the Hearts game especially, if Aribo and Kent take their chances when they're through and goal, that game's out of sight, mate. You know, we're 3-0 up in the second half and we're cruising, and Hearts never get back into that game. Same again at the weekend there. We're doing everything right. It's just the final third. We're not good enough, mate. So we're giving these teams opportunities to stay in the game right up to the death. And this is how they're nicking points and sometimes even 3 points, because we're giving them the chance to be in the game. It's no the other way about.
Keep passing the ball at them. Keep passing the ball.
That's a threat that Kamara's got. He plays with his head down. Especially sometimes he's guilty a lot, mate. It's not the first time he's done it. Fox, you were coming in there, mate?
Aye, I was just looking at our squad, mate. This would be my team if everybody was fit and available, mate. I'd have McGregor in goal, Tav, Goldson, either Hollander, Katic and Barisic. I'd have Ryan Jack sitting in the middle three. I would have Davis and the young boy Hagi in. If we want to keep this boy and we think he's going to be a prospect, we need to give him game time. And up front, I'd have Camberry, Defoe and Alfredo. That's who I would have, mate.
Wow.
And never mind all this. If one gets injured, that's when you bring in a Kent and a Rebo into their position. That for me is the most attacking team that we've got in our squad.
I like that team.
Right, you can turn up then. Just to the message here, Bridgman, you have to let Fox know is to turn up at HR tomorrow to get drug tested.
Oh, mate.
I'm in Fox's side. I actually never heard what he said, so I don't want to know now, based on what you said there, Oxjam.
No, I get his point. He has been saying that for a long time. Obviously, the big exponent of the 4-3-3 at the moment's a Liverpool side, and their three forwards are all centre forward stroke complete, and they play and they move and they move about that area, and that's I think the point that Fox is making. Am I right?
Correct, Amundo.
Yeah, but you've got three. For instance, with Liverpool, you have three absolute stars up front, and you've got a midfield that can interchange even with substitutes. Could bring them on, and they just want to attack, and they're always there for the pick up second ball, or look like they're always there for picking up second ball. We got lost yesterday. We just got lost yesterday. I know. We got lost. Our speed. We get the ball.
Liverpool play in a league where every team plays football as well. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not even talking, but I'm just saying when we get the ball, as opposed to other teams, we're playing 4-3-3 the same as other teams. We get the ball, we run 10 yards inside the opposition half, and we stop. We just completely stop. And then somewhere or other, a sideways pass or a backwards pass. Sorry.
Connect ideas.
I got a phone call from a guy yesterday who, let's just say bonds are a big part of his life, be it orange bonds or whiskey bonds. Mm-hmm. That's a clue for you, GFK, right? He's obviously disappointed, but he says League Cup, robbed in the final, we're still in Europe, it's February, we've got a good tie coming up against Braga, improvement, we've got more points we had this time last year. We had a blip last year, it was at the start of the season, maybe November, December. We've had a blip this time, maybe after the break again, maybe no great, but we're still in a better place.
Oh, sure. Can I come in a bit? You're not getting a bit worried about the Braga game?
But
They're
the funny thing is,
threatening, you know.
Stardog put the point
Honestly,
on
mate, I'm not kidding, man. They've just signed a player with Barcelona, man. He's been loaned back to them, man. This guy can bang the goals
Means
in,
nothing,
mate.
George.
They're thrashing teams.
Means nothing, George.
If we
Played against better teams than that this year.
if we play the way we're playing now, we're going to get a tanking.
Right,
They're flying in.
but first of all, George, they're going to come out and they're going to play football.
Aye, I know
You know
that.
what I mean, we're going to actually
I
get
know
a
at least
football the two legs.
basis, I know.
We're not going to be beating blocks, so that point doesn't stand, mate, because the Braga will come out and they'll fancy it.
That's 5 games away.
Aye, we're not allowed to look ahead.
No, it's not. Sorry, I know we can kid and joke about that, but that's not what Oxshare was talking about. I mean,
I know that.
He's giving us a generalisation about, what exactly has been achieved so far, how better off we are. I mean, we could talk here about Braga all night and what they've done since this new manager take air, but my only concern is against the spoon burners on Wednesday night. And
yeah, I know.
What
right.
Oxshare's saying is right. There has been progress made, but it'll all depend what happens at the end of the season. If we're all happy with that.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, as I've said before, I don't care. I'll have a 1-0 game. As long as the captain's holding the trophy up at the end of the season, that's all that matters. We have made progress in the league, in Europe, squad-wise as well. Funnily enough, we have. But, as I say, for me, Wednesday's game is a point of no return, I'm going to call it, because if we don't get a win, I'll say it now, it's done. It's done. That's it, done.
I don't think you'd be alone in that thinking, but Smurf, the stats are there, the improvements there.
The improvements there to be seen. With before Christmas, you think, well, that's it, it's in the bag, but it can just flip and turn the coin. I would say if we drop any more points, but we're toiling as it is now. I think if we lose against the spoon burners, we've lost the league. But as long as we keep racking up points and we don't lose games, I think we're still in it. I think there's a lot of pessimism. I think we just need to sort of get behind the team and be optimistic and and a little bit realistic with expectations as well. I think we've got too many young players, and we might fall a bit short. But I still don't think we're out yet. No way.
Players have got to believe in themselves, haven't they?
Aye, they have. Aye, and it's Gerrard's got to be brave as well. He's got to change things up. I mean, Fox just gave put a lineup for a team there that he would be his preferred team in a 4-4-3, but a 4-3-3. But actually that same team, that young boy Hagi, you push him further up and play him as a number 10, then you've got a 4-2-3-1. Do you know what I mean? And that's a team that can be flexible and it can morph from one formation to another. The only difference I'd put in that team is I wouldn't play Defoe, and I would play the man with the mystery from Bosis out on the left when he comes back. But I think that's a good formation and a very flexible formation. And
you talk about Greg Stewart.
Aye, Greg Stewart. I'd play with him in the left and not Defoe. But that team for me is a brave team and a flexible team, and you can have a 3-man midfield, or that push that young boy up and get him in behind Alfredo as a number 10. And I just don't think, especially at Ibrox, we're just not brave enough.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? It's just being brave in the ball and.
We seem a bit nervous,
freshness. Aye. Just we need a bit of freshness and experience as well. It's there to win, but it's
you're here, mate. You're here.
It's there to win. You know what I mean? But you've just got to be intelligent how you go about it and brave. You need a pair of cojones.
Well, I start to look forward to the game tomorrow night. Obviously, I'm not putting in the spot. We'll get 24 hours to think about your team, but just the boy Hagi. Who's starting with Hagi? Simple yes or no. Stardog.
I'd start him, mate. Aye.
Smurf.
Absolutely. What's the alternative?
Bridgeman.
No, for me. Substitute for me. Substitute.
Well, I'm in your camp, Bridge. He's a sub for me. GFK.
Starter.
I like a nice prawn, GFK.
Nah, on to prawns, mate. Nah.
Yeah, all right. Fox, for you?
Starter, mate. We've got to give the boy game time. I will no get him in the summer if he is good.
Willie?
Definite starter for me. For what I've seen on YouTube, go and watch the boy. The boy's got it.
And George VK.
100% starter. I've watched him on YouTube and all. The guy's a player.
Okay. Did you have a word with your boy, Willie, about finishing?
I was talking to him today, man. Honest to God, it's like, a fish a bath.
What did they say?
And like, Dad, it's the only place that could find the part of the car. He's that far away. Get up with yourself. Something might happen to a motor because it's a new motor, man. Know what I mean? His boy's got a new motor. And honestly, you think it was a Rolls Royce? You think it was a Rolls Royce, the Renault? I'm like, man. I said, no, it's going to happen to him. Just get up with yourself, know what I mean? And stop us leaving 15 minutes before the end of the game. And honestly, I can't handle that either. He's like, I've got it because of the traffic. And I'm like, oh, here we go again.
George always cheers us up. So it's pretty split, but I would say the majority would want to start Hagi. It'll be interesting to see how it pans in. Bridge, what's your rationale? Bridgeman?
It's on mute.
He's talking to himself. What a speech he's getting. Bridge? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, pal. My wife was asking me a question there. So.
All right, sorry.
What was it?
Sorry,
what was that? No problem. What was
your rationale with the Hagi, having him on sub?
I think he's it's too soon. It's too soon. He said, 15 minutes or 10, 15 minutes against a rough and tumble Aberdeen defenders, sets of defenders, and he didn't do too bad. But one or two times he tried to go past them with pure skill, and he just never had it. And I think we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing against Hibs, who are going to be there, and they'll kick us right off the park if they can. Sorry, pal.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. So would you play my first full game against Hamilton on the plastic?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
I would.
Not official talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with a boy playing that on that.
Because the next two games are an AstroTurf.
Yeah, look, I'm not being funny. Our manager's going to make his mind up who he wants to play. If it was me and I was the manager, I wouldn't be playing him as we're one of the top players on our team. He just isn't yet. He gets a couple of games under his belt, gets a couple of weeks training with the boys. He came on the other night, and it really was just a get in there, let the fans see you.
Oh, I don't think so.
That's what I think, Jimmy.
I think the manager put him on. Hopefully, we change the game. And I think.
Well, of course. But all I mean is, in reality, you go on there for the last 10, 15 minutes. Get a feel for the crowd. If you can do something that's a big bonus, then go on and do it, because everybody else had ran out of ideas. I'm not saying the boy's a bad player in any way. We've only seen him mow nice for a couple of minutes, so I'd be quite happy if he came on the second half sometime, last half an hour, and see what he can do. It can't do any worse than what we've been doing against these teams anyway, you know. However, most assuredly, I'd be targeting the next game against Hamilton play.
Well, Fox, what was your rationale for starting them?
I think the boy used his class. What we've seen. See, when he did come on for that wee cameo at the weekend, he tried to get 2 or 3 shots away from outside the box. They were blocked, but he had the confidence to do it.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to give him a run in the team and see what he's like, mate. I know he's not exactly a well-built young boy for Scottish football, a bit like Zellerlam, if you ask me, to be honest. He's the same sort of build. But he's natural. 2-footed player, mate, that's got a bit of creativity. The spark that's missing for the side of now. Give him a run and let's see what he's like.
Your hunger.
What position you playing him for?
I'd play him in an advanced role in the midfield, mate.
So you taking Arfield out, or you playing him in Arfield and Davis sitting?
Arfield, Kamara are decent players, mate, but they don't have any creativity in them for me. This young boy looks as though he's got that creativity. I think he'll find players. I think he'll shoot for outside the box. I think give him a run in the team and see what he can do. We've only got so many amount of games before the boy makes his mind up in the summer whether he wants to come to us for real, mate. Let's see what he can do. Give him a run to the end of the season. That's what I say.
Yeah. Try before you buy, Wally.
Say again, sorry, mate.
Try before you buy.
Well, I don't know whether Bridgeman can access YouTube, but go into YouTube, Bridgeman. The boy's a player, and he's too fit it. And even watching that wee bit of training he done at Auchenhowie the other day, he's got quick feet as well, and he's got confidence. And that's what the team's lacking now. We're lacking confidence for whatever reason. And we're just needing that wee spark. And I agree with Jimmy, I would put Polster in the midfield. And the way Gerard was talking, he wants to keep Polster on the park. And obviously if Tav's fit on Wednesday, then he can't play it right back. So put him in the middle, because he's played in the middle before. And see if that makes a difference, because Kamara's not doing it. So he deserves dropped. I'd have dropped him for the Ross County game, but that's mad. That's what I'd have done. But I've seen that boy Hagi, and I watched him for a good hour and a half the other day. It wasn't just 10 minutes or 5 minutes. That boy's a player, and he's only 20.
He's a boy. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. All I'm trying to say to you is, as far as I'm concerned, the boy's he's just arrived in Glasgow, Friday or whenever it was, Thursday, you know what I mean? And he's signed for us. And all of a sudden we're going to throw him into a really tough game. And then, to be honest with you, once again, this is the biggest game of our season. And we're going to try and throw in a youngster who's only 20-year-old and he's only had 10 minutes of football in Scotland. No, I'm sorry, not for me. However, if the manager picks him, then let's go and do it, see what he can do. No problem.
Bridge, can I come in? Sorry.
On you go.
Bridge, can I come in? And I'm no decrying what you're saying at all. But if you drop that boy out of the team, who would you continue with? Would you continue with Aribo? I mean, I see Aribo's. I know he's not playing in the position, but he's to me he's not only playing in that position. But to me, he's a number 10.
I would play with my strongest team, and I don't see that young lad as being a member of our strongest team. He's in the squad, and he might be within a week or two. He might be up to whatever fitness levels that the manager and his coaching staff think he's okay. He should walk it in there, and then you put him in against Hamilton. Let's see how he does against Hamilton, and let him build it. But sticking him in against Hibs at Ibrox, it's a war.
So would you carry on with the 4-3-3?
Oh yes, we've got. As far as I'm concerned, we've got to go with the strongest team we've got, and we're starting with the strongest team we've got. Hello, pal.
Bridgeman, just want to say, man, you know what I mean? You're talking about bringing him on as a substitute. The gaffer doesn't bring him on to but it's 78th minute or the 80th minute, man. He didn't get long enough on the park.
Well, he normally brings them on around about a half hour, 60-minute mark. That's the norm. Just after 60. In this case, it might make a difference. It might make a difference this time and say bring him on at half time. I don't know. Nobody knows. I'm just saying, as far as I'm concerned, I'd be looking for my strongest team to be on the park. You guys might think the boy's going to be a part of your strongest team. That's marvellous. You've got your own opinions, you know.
If we let them, Bridge.
Yes, of course.
Both sides of the argument, Oxford, you know, is it a good idea to have him? And that's what happened with Ajari. I get booted off the park. But
more than once.
The boys get the creativity. He actually looked after himself. And then obviously the rest of the team. And it could be just that spark that we're looking for to G the rest of the team up.
I mean, I was saying I would start with him, but within my mind, playing with a 4-2-3-1, you know, and having that number and a number 10 in there. So I think we've got to change something, you know. But at the end of the day,
it's going to be.
You know how I feel. I've always said for the last number of years now, my favourite when I was playing a wee bit of football, my favourite was 3-5-2. 3-5-2, particularly Ibrox. Get in there and build your team. to play 3-5-2, and there's your strongest way of playing football at Ibrox. I don't see we've got any of the players that'll be able to do that at the moment. I just don't see it.
I don't think Gerald will play 3-5-2. He tried it at Motherwell and look what happened. It was a joke.
You've got to have the players to play whatever system you want to play, and they've got to be right and they've got to be on their game to be able to make it work. 4-3-3 has been very successful for Steven Gerrard because the players he's managed to switch them on. The coaches have managed to keep them going to the top, but just again, don't. This last couple of weeks, they just haven't been there. Maybe through injuries and loss of Morelos. It makes a big difference to a team that you're normally running with. Your top 11, and they're not in it. 3 players out of it. It's pretty difficult. Pretty difficult.
Well, can I ask a panel, also, if you don't mind? Who would have had Greg Stewart in the pool on Saturday if he was fit?
If he was fit, he'd have been in the squad for me. If he was fit,
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
So how come Gerrard never had him in the pool 3 or 4 weeks ago when he was fit?
He's DBT, mate.
No, that was before that. I'm talking about before July, remember?
You talk about the back end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
and
know.
that was after him coming off the bench twice and scoring 2 goals. And scoring against the Sheep the first time when we beat them 5-0. And then all of a sudden he's out the picture.
I think we've been pretty complimentary of Greg and his cameos, JFK, haven't we?
He's done well in the time that we've seen him on the park, but I mean, like Wally there, I'd like to have seen him, and same as yourself, Ox, I'd like to see him have a bigger say in the team, a bigger playing part. I don't know why he's never been given that opportunity. I mean, he wasn't even getting on the bench, which was quite mysterious for me. And I think now with Camberry and Hagi in the squad now, I'm got a feeling you'll not see him at all. Honestly, I just think it'll push him further down the pecking order. I don't think you'll see Greg Stewart at all, which is quite mysterious. I think he's a decent player, so time will tell.
Quickly, and I'm not blaming him by any manner of means for the result on Saturday. He was put on to do a cameo, and it's not always easy coming on as sub. But can we agree that Ojo there's no fight in the dog?
No.
Stardog.
It's just not happening for the Mox, is it? I don't think it's happening for him, mate. I would have started him at the weekend just because I thought the performance against Ross County, it wasn't a great performance by any stretch of means, but I thought it was a decent enough performance for him to take some confidence out the game and go and build on that. I can't really comment on much from coming on off the bench, mate, because I just think the game was just, it was always going to be one of the games right before half time when I just seen the way they were playing. I never seen anybody on in our team that looked like scoring either, to be fair, do you know what I mean? So I can't just put it on Ojo. If he'd have started the game and played like that all through the game, then I could maybe say, that's definitely it for him, but he doesn't get consistent runs in the team. Nobody gets a consistent run in the team out on that right-hand side apart from Aribo, and he's a number 10, mate. He's a number 10 all day. My team would be McGregor, Tav, Golson, Katic, Barisic, Polster and Davis, and then I would have Kent in the left, Aribo's the number 10, and Hagi in the right, because that boy can play anywhere across the front three, and I would have Morelos up front, and that's the most attacking team we could possibly have, because Polster can hit a ball too, and so can that boy Hagi, and they're brave on the ball, and they're willing to have a crack. So I don't think you can come up here, mate, if you're signing for Rangers, I don't think you can pick and choose when you're ready. Oh, it's Hibs, I'm not ready, I might just play against Hamilton. I know it's not him that's saying that, but if it's me, mate, I'm chapping in the manager's door for day one saying, well, I'm here, I'm ready to play, I'm available, give me a chance. And I hope he does that with the boy Hagi.
All right.
Can I come in that just for a second?
Yes,
the Ojo situation. I think I've been quite, I'm in favour of the guy most of the time.
He's one of my all-time favourites.
I know. I think on Saturday he showed himself up a wee bit. There was one particular horrendous decision he made to try and pass the ball something like 10 yards if it was that, and he put the ball at the park, and that was just unbelievable stuff. Just unbelievable stuff. And the sigh all round about us, with at the Copeland rear, and it was just because they're clever,
corner flag bridge,
just shocking stuff, Couldn't they pass a ball to his own player, no pressure, nobody near him, and he ended up, it was a 10-yard pass that went 2 yards short, and it went out the park. I think it was 10 yards in, it was down the other end. And that's to me, for a lot of folk running about us, were saying, right, and I think some of the guys on here will say the same thing. Nah, it's just, something needs to be done about him for him, one of the two.
Ox, can I ask you something? Do you not think that maybe the manager's decision making in terms of who he's allowed to leave the club, and that this transfer window could actually dictate where this league title ends up?
Not at the moment, no. I mean,
no chance.
The only one that would have any controversy would be the boy Jordan Jones, and it looks as if you might have a clash of personalities there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, I think people would have been quite happy with, personally.
What about the boy Jamie Murphy?
Who's the ready, mate? He's still no fit, mate.
Right, aye.
And you come, GFK?
Well, I mean, obviously Jordan Jones is still there because nobody came in for him and would pay the loan fee, as far as I know. But there is various stories going about that he's got his Billy Big Boots on, and the gaffer's not happy with that. So whether these stories are true or not, but I'm disappointed in that, because I would like to have seen him play more for Rangers. I really rate him as a player, but I don't think that's going to happen either. I think he's only there because the clubs that were interested in him wouldn't pay or couldn't afford to pay the loan fee that Rangers wanted. So I think he'll be surplus to requirements in January. So I don't think it'll make much difference. I think him and Jamie Murphy are gone. McCrory will go, so will Greg Docherty, to name but a few. So the pool we've got the news got to be strengthened. Hopefully Hagi strengthens it.
Jimmy, can I ask you a question just about Jordan Jones? I mean, when he came to, or he was saying he was coming to, but I was really looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah.
And obviously, the first time I really saw him was against them at Ibrox, and that's when he got his injury. And unfortunately, we haven't seen any trickery from him. We haven't seen any great endeavour, because he's not really played a great deal. Now, we thought he was going away to get some game time into his legs. Does that mean that he came back, so he's available? Is this what's happening at Ibrox at the moment? He's available to play for us?
Oh, he's available, because he was offered to certain clubs, and they couldn't pay. As far as I'm led to believe, they weren't able to pay the loan fee that Rangers wanted. So he still remains a Rangers player for now to the end of the season. So
right, cool.
I definitely don't see him featuring at any.
Well, that's my next question, Jimmy. Does anybody see him actually making his way into the pool? To even on the bench, I just can't believe it.
No, I don't think so. I don't know the rest of the guys, but I just don't see it for him now.
So within 6 months, the guy's gubbed.
I would think so.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Just unbelievable.
What about the rest of you guys? You think Jordan Jones will ever feature again?
No.
It's hard to tell, Jimmy. You just don't know what you're thinking. He never done himself any favours with that tackle against the Mankey mob. And then obviously injured himself as well. But I mean, he's a Northern Ireland international. He's got a wee bit of football.
Yeah.
So who knows?
He did a couple of good games for us. The one at Stones out was away performance in Midtjylland, but he's did some right average ones as well, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, aye. But I don't think it's there for him now, Oxshire. I think it's whatever the manager thinks, his time's gone, and that's unfortunate.
It's a kind of strange, Jimmy, because that boy's played quite well for Kilmarnock, so he knows the rough and tumble of the Scottish game. He knows who does what and what kind of teams are. He comes to Rangers and he doesn't appear to be able to do it. Let's put it that way.
Seems to be. Yep, seems to be, mate.
I think he'd more freedom with Kilmarnock, though, Jimmy.
So, guys.
I would say
there's 50,000 on their back every week, especially when it's not going to plan. And they were doing a bit of growling on Saturday, which I don't like. Never mind the booing, but that's just the way it is at Ibrox. You've got to, as Big Derek said for years, you've got to be able to have that jersey and be able to wear it and do the job. And it's not everybody that can do it,
Well, as I said earlier on, there was a lot of growling around about, but I think what's happening is that the so-called 9 in a row is getting nearer a possibility, and we're all getting frustrated, especially when we're playing against the sheep, and obviously when we're playing against the puddle drinkers. But now we've got the third in line for me, is the spoon burners on Wednesday, and it'll be the same on Wednesday night. We'll all be growling at them, but I can see some sniping happen. But look, I mean, we've
if we
all
win, Jimmy, it'll be all right. But we need to win.
We need to win.
On Saturday, but we need to win on Wednesday. That, as you say, that's it done. Tyncastle was bad enough, but
yeah.
Wednesday,
So,
it's a 3 points. It's a bridge, man, for me. 1-0 all day. But we need to win.
1-0.
Willie, can I just say to you, Willie? I think Tyncastle was a disaster for us. It wasn't just a loss.
Oh,
it was a disaster, both for the club and every player that played there. A disaster.
See if we beat Hearts, do you believe we beat Aberdeen, Stardog?
It's hard to look back and say, mate. We didn't beat Hearts, and unfortunately we didn't beat Aberdeen, mate. And I don't know. I mean, the confidence, we were 1-0 up in that game, Ox. That's the annoying thing about it, We didn't play good in the Hearts game, but we retained the lead. And again, we just weren't able to maintain it. So I dare say, mate, if we come away from Tyncastle with a 1-0 victory after playing that poorly, I dare say it would have given the team some sort of lift to play Aberdeen at Ibrox if they've already played, obviously, Ross County and beaten them. I don't know. It's the final third for me, mate. It really is the final third. And when we're all in there at the same time, it's just far too crowded. You know what I mean? You've got players at the edge of the box, and you've got a couple of players in the box, and then you've got your 2 wing backs at either side of the box, and then you've got 10 men in there defending for their lives. I just feel as if it's all too crowded and all too compact. I feel as if we need to open the formation up, spread the players out, and just move the ball faster, mate, and we would go on so much better. I really do.
Fox?
I disagree with what Stardog said there. We need to get men into the box, and that's our problem at the moment. Leaving Alfredo alone up there is no doing us any good. And it's the same, see at corner kicks, mate. Why do we have everybody back in the 18-yard box as well? I think we should leave the pacey players up front. If Kent's playing, he should be running about the halfway line, and also somebody on the other side, so that we can get quick throws and hit teams on the break when they do manage to win corners.
But we don't. We're not able to defend free kicks and corners as the way we should be able to.
We don't lose many goals.
We've done. I know.
We've not lost a goal for a corner.
Yes, but a lot of the times, but the reason the guys are back, a lot of the times it's the second ball. They pick up the second ball, and we break from there inside our own box a lot of the times. And that's why they're back there. So they're great runners with the ball at their feet, Stephen Davis and we Kent. So and what I mean is they need to be back in there to pick that ball up, because our defence isn't picking it up. We're too busy defending, as they say. So when that ball breaks out a wee bit, they can pick them up. Arfield and company on the right-hand side. It's very good to watch when they pick it up and away they go. But as you say, it leaves a big gap up there. You can't... We'll pump up here to Morelos, because Morelos is charging up the park after the ball, I think it's quite amazing.
But the 3 disciplines, the defence are ones that work the best so far since we got back. The midfield and the forwards have been poor.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. Absolutely agree with you.
The defence has to be much better, but slightly better, in my opinion. GFK?
I can't argue with that, mate. Look, going forward, we need to galvanise ourselves. Everybody needs to come together. On your question about if we'd have beat Hearts, would we have beat Aberdeen? Certainly we would have. I've no doubt about that. And that just seemed to put the heads went down, and then we saw what happened there against the sheep. So we need to get together, stay together. I know there's going to be a lot of... It'll be a hot night at the ground Wednesday night, and the fans out who are all shouting, no shouting and bawling at each other, but I can see a lot of fans sniping at each other, and I don't like to see that. I want everybody together, but it is hard mean, a blue nose in is really hard. It's really hard to do. But the expectations are so high this season, and we could end up with nothing. And then comes a big debate after that.
It's hard.
Do you think it was the second goal against Hearts that killed us off, or do you think, if we'd come away from that game and maybe just a draw, do you think the second goal really deflated us, losing that game the way we lost it at the end there?
I would think so. Yeah.
Losing the 2 goals, by the way. It was losing against a team like Hearts, who are bottom in the league, and we know how good they can play or how they feel they can play. It's their ground, and historically, it's a tough place to go. But we're still 1-0 up. And you're thinking, here you go, you have 40 minutes to go. We're 1-0 up, 40 minutes. Let's play a bit of football. Keep them up at the top end of the pitch if you need to, or drop back into a meaningful defence and watch what you're doing. We didn't do either. We
never held the lead for very long either.
No, we did not, pal. We didn't.
I mean, Jack went off injured. That was the nail in the coffin.
There you go then. So you take one of your strongest players out of the park. Oh, sorry, pal.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? Another marvellous night. Great discussions tonight, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. Really did enjoy it. Can I just say this to other Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio? Every single one of us, we need to keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really, really need us now. Keep it going.
Here. Can I thank all the callers, even the ones that don't support the same teams as us? Unusual, but there you go. Thank everybody for taking the time to join us in the panel. Everybody taking part in the lobby and all the other devices. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Technical Terry.
From a guy so young to Glasgow City, they come seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, and here's how it goes. They had no money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. So hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your heart and voice. Celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Fullers had a dream to start a football team. No money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on, The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong.